Hi folks, and welcome to my review. Today I've got the WL Toys Power Star X2 brushless motor, super power with 6-axis gyro. Right, so let's start off. This is basically an upgrade to the WL Toys V930. There's a slight difference in the way that this has got a brushless motor and it's got no flybar. Let's have a look, see what we've got here. Right, we've got a 2.4 gigahertz, they call it an aeroplane, but it's clearly a helicopter. Flybarless, control distance 80 to 100 metres, and you got all your basic controls, 4-channel. It's got a 450 milliamp battery, but I've got a 500 milliamp one because my one's on charge at the moment. You got a brushless motor which is 1105. It says it flies from 5 to 7 minutes, but I've heard people have got 15 minutes out of a standard battery, so you know that's all the more better. Oh, let me just adjust my camera a minute. That's better. Right, so what do you get? You get a USB charger with a twin socket charging thing. You get a bag of bits, which is your blades. You get a tail blade in there, a screwdriver, an Allen key, which is there. I don't know if you can see it, and you get a spare main gear wheel. So that's what you get. Now, as I said, I haven't got my 450 milliamp battery because it's on charge, but this is basically the same. It's a JJRC 500 milliamp battery. It's slightly heavier at 15 gram. The other one was, I think it was 12.1. But it doesn't matter because the motor's got enough power to lift it. So what do you get? Right, well, now I've seen these fly and they're quite fast. You get your instruction manual, which is pretty typical WL Toys. Controller, which I'll go through in a moment. You get all your parts, which is cheap as chips to get if you ever need them. So that's that. Now this is slightly bigger than the 911. As you can see, it's got no it's got no fly bar. These blades seem to be floppy, but due to centrifugal force and everything, they straighten out when you're flying. It's got the brushless motor on it. There it is there. Now this is modular. I'm not going to take the canopy off, but everything plugs in onto your flight board, your ESC board. You got the motor plugs in, the battery plugs in, everything that connects to it plugs in. Unlike the V911, which is all soldered. This is all plugged in, so you can renew every part of it, and you don't need to solder. The tail boom, as you might notice, it's a bit long. You've got your rotor motor at the back there, your boom motor, your battery, which connects in there, which is you've got to be really careful of, because the gear wheel will try and chew the wire up. So what you have to do, you have to be very careful of how you mount it. I'll go through that in a minute. But that's basically the copter, flybarless, see? Because it doesn't need a fly bar because it works on gyros. So you've got, same as a quadcopter, it's just got gyros in there to keep you steady and stable. So that's the helicopter, you know. It has got a little bit of a front on it, so I'm going to try and mount an FPV camera, and if it can handle the weight, I'm going to see if it will fly with an FPV camera. It's got a slight nose bit on the front, so it's enough to put a camera on it. But that's that. Now you've got your controller, which is your typical WL Toys. It does bleep differently from all the rest, but you've got your throttle, your turn, your yaw, forward, backwards. You've got your two rate speed there, 1 and 2, which will give you a bleep. And then this one actually does something for once. It's a hover debugging key. I don't know what that means. I got a funny feeling it's a gyro recalibration button. I haven't flown this yet, so I don't know. But anyway, I'll switch that off a minute, connect the battery up and see what happens. As I said, I haven't flown this. I'll be doing a part 2 video on this and take it out. But it's a bit windy today, so I won't be able to do it. Battery goes in like that. As I said, you've got to be careful how you connect this up. It goes very close to the gear wheel, and it has been known for the gear wheel to chop the wires. So it's just a case of making sure it's all clear. So this plug's really stiff. I don't know what's going on with it. I noticed before when I was doing it, it was quite stiff. I don't know why it ain't going in. Maybe I've got it the wrong way around. Or sorry folks, there we go. Now I'm going to press the debugging key. So I don't know what that does, but so here it is. I've got to make sure I'm not holding the anywhere near the motor. That's forward, back, I'll put it on. And that's that. I'll do that again. Yeah, I can feel that straightening up. When you throttle up, you can see these blades spin normal, so it's obviously centrifugal force, and then you've got all your buttons. I don't know if you can see that, but that's forward, backwards. Then you got side like that, and then obviously you got your throttle, and then that turns it. So the rear one turns it. The only thing I notice with this is this little motor tends to come out sometimes, so I'm going to put a blob of glue on there just to hold it in there. That's only in a crash. I did try and fly it in here, but I wasn't having much luck with it. That's that. Made from very strong plastic, very bendable, just like the 911. Very fast, very fast. So that's it really. There's not much else to say about it. You know, other than the parts are cheap. You know, they're just as cheap as the 911. The boom is made out of metal and it's square. As far as I know, you can get upgrade kits for these as well. You can change the canopy colours, you can change the rotor blade colours. You know, you can buy green ones and have a green tail prop so you can see it better in the air. But basically it's an upgrade to the 911 but with a brushless motor in it. So really that's you know, that's all there is to it. There's not much else to say. So hopefully the next video I'll be doing we'll take this out and have a little fly. The trouble with the 911 was, what I found anyway, was it didn't, if you got a slight wind, it didn't have that much forward pitch. It seems to go high and then not so much forward. It kind of went high and forward a little bit, and I was a bit worried about losing it in the trees by doing that. If you want to keep it low and pitch forward, it has to be more or less windless day or really calm, like with hardly any wind at all. And of course it's second rate. So the reason I bought this was because it's got a brushless motor in it. It's pretty quick, so in a slight wind I can pitch forward and go around and still control it. Whereas with the 911 you couldn't, because the wind kept blowing it back. Even if you're on full pitch and full throttle going forward, I found that it was kind of like, well, staying still. And if it was a strong wind, like between 5 mile an hour and 10 mile an hour, it seemed to blow it backwards. It just didn't have the pitch or the strength in the motor to fly forward. But saying that, on a calm day or flying it indoors in your first rate, it was fine. It was perfect. It's just it couldn't handle the wind, even a slow wind. I found anyway. Maybe I'm flying it wrong, but I just found that it had no forward pitch in slight wind, whereas this one will have. So anyway, that's basically it. You know, I'll be doing an update on the FPV. I haven't got the camera through that. I've ordered Eachine TX03, which is a nice light camera. It will sit on the front of this, but I don't know if it's going to handle the weight. I'm going to use a 260 mAh battery and have it piggybacked underneath here. So hopefully, if it can handle the weight of both of that, it should do. Being a brushless motor, it should be able to do both. But we shall wait and see. But anyway, there's my take on the V930. As I said, it's not a new model, it's been out years, but you know, I like to share these things, and I got this pretty cheap, so about £39 I paid for this from Banggood. So yeah, check out my next video, my part 2. Right, well, cheers for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.